lying down. No, just needs a fast scan.
Normal, any nurse.
And
Can
I have a consultant do a fast scan? Here, sir, you can see it.
crush injury of his left leg,
I want
pain,
to order blood.
and doesn't have any pulses.
That's for the blood.
Yep.
So put how many
He
years in
doesn't
blood,
have
and you just
pulses.
want basics.
Best of cases he's going to lose it. Maybe it's worth to think about changing that zones. Because really the green then can come from IE in the back.
I just came back from X-ray. I was middle of transfer.
So that
Green.
Oh, shit.
It's very important to practice this in, so that when you're exposed to it in real life that you know what to do. Any disaster exercise in real life is chaotic and very full on. Well, if you've got the ability to practice this beforehand, you can at least have some idea what's going to happen during the real exercise. It's every time some new thoughts which been taken up on a day like today, thoughts you can keep in mind when you exposed to it real life.
I felt like we had a bit of debriefing beforehand, but then once the game actually started, it was quite intense. Took us a little while to get the ball rolling and really understand what we were doing. It was a lot of patients coming in all at once, but once we got the hang of it, it started to run a bit smoother. Definitely a lot of things I'd never thought of before, that if a disaster were to happen, I now have that idea in the back of my brain and have an understanding of how the department would work, and it's not something we experience very often, but I feel definitely more prepared that if it were to happen. Operational staff, security, triaging, having a broader picture will definitely make what we do easier, and just a much better understanding of how we all fit together and how it needs to be a team effort and a team work. It's not just the medical side, it's everything, and that's what today was all about.
So the role that I played was for environmental services as a wards person. So the one part of the role was to look at what support we can provide from a non-clinical aspect, and the second part was to partake in the simulation as a non-clinical staff member to support, provide support between all your clinical staff and medical imaging, as well as all the wards where the patients would have gone to. Like all roles within the hospital, it's very important as long as we can work together as a team, which is one great part of the EMERGO training. It shows everyone where we fit in together in the puzzle and where we can help each other. For us from environmental services, our biggest part that we can play is in the preparation for any big emergency or disaster, and making sure that all the equipment and areas and even the beds are ready for all the clinical staff so they can do what they do best.
Maybe one of these.
Yeah, I do that.
Get off the shop. They can't see him until.
Okay, so they're the same 15 minutes.
I don't know. How does social? Two patients for yellow zone.
I used to spoke to Theatre about that.
But there's no supply of spare deck phones.
I'm sure we can rent it to you guys.
Yeah, no worries. I'll come and see you. So I was ringing my singer in.